Hey, thanks for stopping by. My name is Anthony Nitz. I'm the founder of the Full Price in a Day Home Selling Method. And, I just wanted to take just a second, or a couple minutes really, and just answer some questions, some common questions that I get, because I realize that this system that I have, that I've developed for getting homes sold in one day and getting full price for it, is something that's completely out of the norm. It's not, when people are thinking about selling their house, they're thinking of the traditional real estate sales of putting a sign in front of their yard, popping it in the MLS, and then, kind of sitting around and waiting and see what happens. But we figured out a different way to do it, how to take technology, how to take traditional sales, sprinkle in some other marketing elements that we are very familiar with, and just turn it into something that's completely unique. And it's hard to convey that information just on a web page. So I appreciate you just listening for a minute, and just hopefully I'll answer some of these questions for you. One of the questions I get all the time is, why don't I do it the same way other agents are doing it? And I'm going to tell you a little story. At one point in time, I had taken a listing on a property, and I had the sign out front just like everybody else does, and I was doing open houses. Well, this family, they just had triplets, brand new triplets, and we scheduled an open house. I showed up one day, I set everything all up, it was all nice and pretty and all that stuff, and in that day, I probably had about 15 people come through, which is, that's on an average scale, that's probably not a bad open house. It's not a great open house, but in that process, I managed to capture about 3 or 4 leads, good solid leads. But the people who came in, while everybody liked the house, it just wasn't in their price range. It wasn't the right size. It wasn't the right price. It wasn't the right location. It was, there was whatever reason they weren't buying. Same thing with the sign in the yard. I would get calls all day long, and I would get leads from that sign out in the front yard all day long. But it was from people who were randomly driving by who, they didn't know anything about the house. And so they really were calling on a house they knew nothing about, which the odds of them being a perfect fit for that house were so slim, yet I was generating a bunch of leads off of that sign. But it was the day I did the open house. They said, okay, we're leaving for the day, and we'll be back at, whatever time it was, 5 o'clock or something. And, get the house sold. And we were like, okay, yeah, sure, you bet. We're going to do our best. Well, he left, the family left. They came back about 5 o'clock, and they came in, and they actually, I remember kind of the look on their face was a look of anticipation of, okay, well, how'd it go? And then they asked me that, well, how'd it go? Did we get any offers or anything like that? And I said, wow, it was a pretty good open house. We had 15 people, and everybody loved the house, but it just wasn't right for them. And he made a comment to me. He said, Anthony, I just spent $600 taking my family to Disneyland, not because I didn't want to take them to Disneyland, but the only reason I did was because I needed to find something to do for the day while you were here trying to sell my house, and you're going to tell me you didn't get the house sold? Now, when I look back at that, I realized, yeah, you know what? I'm doing the traditional real estate stuff, but that's all about lead generation. How did that benefit my client? And I just can't go about doing business for people and making promises to people where I'm not really giving them the value that they're paying for. And so I started thinking, what else can I do? Is there a different way that I can sell houses that will help people get the top dollar for their house, get it done fast, and not be so much about me capturing leads, because I do anyways, but that not be kind of the primary focus. In real estate school, they tell you the 2 best ways to get more business is to have a sign in front of somebody's house and to do open houses. It's just a fact. And so, it just kind of went against my grain, and I had to find a different way. That's when I started exploring, and that's when I finally, over the years, I've actually been doing this since 2005, but we've developed it, tweaked it, modified it, tweaked it again, and keep changing as time goes on. So that's why I don't do it the same way that other agents are doing it. And do I get as much exposure out there? No, I don't. We're in, we're out, we're gone, and we don't have signs sitting out in front of people's houses. But so then the next question that follows that one is, why aren't all other agents doing this too? And I think here's my thought on it. Number one, it's not something that they're familiar with, that they've been exposed to. I think a lot of them think that it's too hard to do. And so, and then also, when you're looking at the large traditional real estate companies, they teach the same traditional methods. Take a listing, put a sign out in the front yard, do open houses. That's what you're going to do to get, more business and make more money as an agent. And so that's what's ingrained into the real estate community at large. And yes, there's all kinds of variations on that and everything like that. But I think that that's probably the reason why. And I tell you, when agents see us and the way that we sell our houses, their mouth is left hanging open, and they're just going, "How in the world did you do that? That is insane. It's crazy. It's ridiculous." But we got it done, and we get it done every single time. But they just don't take the the initiative, I guess, to explore it further. I mean, keep in mind, I've been piecing this together since 2005. So, it takes a lot of work. Next question I get a lot is, what's the catch? Okay, there's a catch here. Nobody can sell a house in a day for full price. And I say, no, that's not true. That is not true at all. And it's evidenced by the fact that we do it all the time. Every single house that we've ever listed using this program, we sold it, and we sold it for full price in a day. There's only one home that we've sold so far that when we, figured out what the price should be and we sold it, that it sold below that price. And it only sold below that price by $3,000. Okay, so that's still a pretty darn good day. All right. Is there a risk for us to sell our house this way? I'm going to tell you something. There's a risk for you to not sell your house this way. I have done research, and I go back and I do it every few months, where I pull up the numbers through the MLS, and it will tell me, of all the houses that are on the market, the homes that sell within the first week, and this is, first of all, this is anywhere. This is any geographic location. This is any type of house, condo, any price range. You can segment it however you want. The results are almost always the same or very similar. If you don't sell your house within rephrase that, homes that sell within the first week sell at 99% of the list price on average. And we're talking thousands of homes as an average, okay? 99%. And homes that sell in weeks 3 through 4 sell at 97%. So only 2 weeks, and you give up an additional 2% on the value of your house. And if you're going to sit there and think, no, but that's different, that's not us, wrong. This is across the board. And again, sampling of thousands of properties, not just a little neighborhood here and there. No, it's thousands of properties in Orange County that we do these samplings with. So in 2 weeks, you're giving up. By the time you get to the 6th month, on average, you're giving up about 12% off the price, the original price that you had listed your home at. So you just do the math on that. What's what's 10% of $500,000? It's, you're giving up $50,000 by sitting on the market for 6 months, or $50,000, $60,000. is 12%. So your risk of not selling, the risk is not selling this way. And so, okay, some people say, oh, when you do that, using our method, you expose it to so many people so fast and create such a frenzy that if it didn't sell, then you've burned out the buyer pool. And I have to laugh at them, and I say, that's what gets the home sold, is by exposing it to so many people so fast. I have a client right now. They had their house on the market for 5 months, and they told me, hey, we get people in the house all the time, we just can't get any offers. And the reason is because when those people come and look at the house one at a time, there's no urgency. We create massive exposure to the property quickly, immediately, which also creates urgency to get people to get off their butt and make those offers on your house, and make them at the top dollar, because they see everybody else thinking, oh my gosh, this place is going to be sold today. We need to step up if we're going to. So there is a risk of you not selling your house this way. And so I just like to encourage you, obviously, guys, this is what I get paid to do. There's no, skirting around that issue. This is my job. But I'd like to encourage you, take a little bit of a leap of faith on your side and experience what we do, because we make the claim, we'll sell at full price in a day or you don't pay. Okay, that's kind of our slogan, and that's true. We'll come out there, we'll do all the marketing, we'll do all the preparation, we'll do all of the exposure, we'll get tons of people to look at your house, get everybody excited, create urgency, get people to write offers. And you know what? And if nobody makes an offer that's acceptable to you, and it hasn't happened yet, but if nobody makes an offer that's acceptable to you, then we say thanks for giving it a try. And at least then you know that hey, everybody knows about your house. That's for sure. So I'd say just give us a shot here, and we'll take care of it. And some people say, Anthony, I've never seen you sell a home in my neighborhood. Well, I'm going to tell you something about the quote unquote area specialist. So when I started in real estate in the 90s, there was the area specialist. If you could go to pretty much any neighborhood and you knew that there was one or two agents in that neighborhood who were doing a majority of the business, and because they specialized in that neighborhood and their signs were everywhere, and there's still some out there today, but the reality is when I analyze a neighborhood, I'll go look and see where the activity is happening. And for one example, I looked at a condominium complex just last week, 260 units, and 18 of them had sold in the last 3 months. And so there's some good activity there. But when I took a look at who the listing agents were on those properties, not a single one of them was the same. And so the days of the listing special or the area specialist is going away. Why is that? It's because of the internet. I have more information available to me about your house and your area and your neighborhood than the quote-unquote area specialist had back in the 90s. So the fact that you haven't seen me sell a house in your neighborhood really has no relevance, because I sell them all over Southern California. Wherever somebody needs me to sell them, we sell them. And we go in, we do it. It's one day. We're done. We're out of there, and the house is sold. And you're right, people don't see us sell them because it's so quick. So, the only thing to do next, and I'm sorry if this is a little bit long-winded, but I wanted to clarify a few things. But what to do next, just pick up the phone and give us a call, and we can talk about it. I promise you, we don't bite, we don't use strong-arm tactics. Hey, we lay the facts out for you, and then you make a decision. It's that simple. So I appreciate you stopping by the website. I appreciate you clicking on the button to listen to this message that we have here. And, I hope we do business here in the very near future. Thanks so much. And explore the other pages on this site too, because if you're in a different situation, a short sale, or you're an investor, or you're got a probate or something, our program works phenomenally for those situations. So we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks again. This is Anthony Nitz. Take care. Bye.